Welcome to the channel, folks. My name's Shane. Today we'll be putting together a pedal board. I actually received these pedals from Danelectro probably about a year ago. They haven't been used a whole lot, unfortunately. Now, a couple of these are really great. I love the Pride of Texas. I love the big Spender spinning speaker pedal, and also the $1 Billion Boost. They're probably my favorite out of all of them, but I'm also gonna put them on something that I totally forgot I even had. This is a pedal board from Acclam, I think it's pronounced, and it's called the SmartTrack XS1 in black. And this is a bit of a different pedal board, and I thought rather than just having it sit in the cupboard, how about we make a board that I can use for my YouTube videos? So I'll show you what I got. I've got the big Spender, the Filthy Rich Tremolo, the Cash Cow Distortion, the Pride of Texas Overdrive, which I love, and the $1 Billion Boost with a 2-band EQ. Sweet. And here's the pedal board. As you can see, it looks kind of bigger than a pedal train, but I actually think it's slightly smaller. Once you open it up, you can kind of find out that some of it is actually packing material in there, making it look so big. So this should hopefully be big enough, and it is a little bit different to your regular pedal board as well, which is what oh, that was loud. Which is what intrigued me about this as well. It's got these rails, and the rails are a little bit different to most pedal boards because you also get some of these clips that hold the pedals in place. No Velcro required. So I kind of like the idea of this. Hopefully they all fit. I would also like to put a delay pedal on, but we'll get to that in the video. Here's what the clips look like. Hopefully I've got enough of them. I didn't count these prior to starting to shoot this video. I actually didn't unbox the pedal board. So anyway, let's see how we go. All right, so I'm gonna see how many of these we got. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So enough for 6 pedals. Now in the instruction manual, it says some pedals require 4 of these, so 2 on either side. I'm not gonna do this. Odds are this particular pedal board will be a pedal board that pretty much just lives at home and we can use it for the YouTube channel. Now, there's no way I'm gonna fit a delay on this, but that's fine. I'll throw everything else on the board. The board is built extremely well. This aluminium or steel is actually pretty nice. I gotta say, it's one of the nicest finished pedal boards I've had a chance to see. It's definitely a lot nicer physically than my pedal train in terms of just how it looks and feels. It feels awesome. So there's a little screw that you've gotta sort of screw down on here. I haven't done this before, so let's give it a shot. Now, in terms of how you choose to run your pedal board and how you want to set it up, there's no right or wrong way, but there are some things that I think usually work the best. So I've put the boost into the overdrive, into the distortion, and then I've got my modulation pedals after the fact. I could, of course, move these to before the overdrives, but the problem is this particular big Spender spinning speaker pedal has the 2 buttons, so I want to move this to the edge where I can essentially have a little bit more space. So let's give this a shot. We'll try one and then we'll see if this is actually going to work or whether or not I wasted my time. So I'm going to opt for the middle. So I do lose quite a bit of space with this setup. These little rails. Actually, you know what? I like the idea of this a lot more than having Velcro on everything and then trying to get the Velcro off and having them stick to the carpet, and if you use the Velcro that way. So for me, this is pretty cool. I'm just going to put this in, give it a tighten. Now what it's doing as it's tightening it, it's actually pushing it towards, pushing these little things towards the pedal. I reckon I could still get that loose pretty easy. Let's do a few more screws. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. That should be fine. All right. This is the issue I have. So we're going to have to put them up and down so they're angled slightly, which is no big deal. This will work great. And then we can save some space like that as well, which is awesome. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, so what I found with doing this is you've kind of got to just have them loose to start with, push them all the way in, and then just start to tighten them up that way, and then they'll definitely hold the pedal. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. That's great. All right, next, distortion. And I'm not going to be able to fit the last pedal. Damn. So realistically, this fits 4 pedals. That's okay. So what I'm probably going to do is take off the tremolo pedal. I don't think I really need it. And I'm also now probably just going to space everything out a little more, because there's no way I could fit all of them on. So I'm going to space these out, which kind of sucks a bit, but there ain't nothing wrong with making sure you got everything where you're happy with it. So I don't now necessarily need to have them so bunched up, which is cool. It gives the feet a little bit more room to tap the buttons. That one's going to be fine. I can see why you'd want to use more than 2 on certain pedals. The shape of these is kind of weird too. They're rounded. I think if your pedals are conventional sort of square, you're going to have a whole lot less issues with them sort of staying in place. I might just use the rest of these and I've got 4, so I'll add another one to sort of like random sides here and make sure that they don't sort of come loose. All right, here's the pedal board. As you can see, I've added 2 of the support posts per each pedal, at least on one side. So 2 here, 2 here, 2 there, and 2 there. The reason I did that is so I just don't lose them, basically. They're not going to get in the way, and I figure that's just a much easier way for me to sort of keep track of where they all are. If I ever do need an extra one or I need to move one, at least I'll have it on hand, which is also pretty cool. So that's the board. Now, in terms of patch cables, I've got plenty of patch cables. So I'm going to find out what I actually have in the cupboard, and then we're going to put this together, and this will be my little YouTube board coming up for at least certain videos anyway. So this is what ends up happening once you have a YouTube channel for about 10 years or more. You essentially get lots and lots of cables, which is awesome because you can never have too many of these things and they always seem to come in handy. I'm going to be using these ones I got with a pedal board a while back. They just seem like they're going to be the most sort of space-saving ones that I could possibly find, and they're not being used, so this is going to be perfect. And they're all, yeah, I reckon these are going to be about the best length of the spares that I have. These were from a company called Box King that sent a pedal board out. I totally forgot I even had these. These are good. So put these in, and that's going to be about it. Now, I do have some cable ties and stuff, but to be honest, it feels pretty much like this is going to be fine the way that it is. I don't feel like I need to really do much more. The only last thing I want to do is see if I've got some extra patch cables for the power. Some power cables. I know I've got lots of those things, and I think they're right behind me. They're in. They don't feel loose or anything now. I did have to just go over them again off camera before and just to tighten them up a little bit, but it's nice and simple. We have the power cable going here, and odds are I'll be using this with one of my Kalen power supplies. I have a couple of them that I use for all of my videos, and they've been working well for years. So in terms of how this will go together, unfortunately the tremolo pedal won't fit, and I can't fit a delay on here, but that's fine too. I can always just put delay pedal off the edge on the extra little power point I have over here. So overall, nice and simple. We'll do a play test of this coming up. All right, let's do a quick tone test. This is the clean tone. All right, Pride of Texas overdrive pedal. $1 billion boost. All right, let's try the cash cow distortion. Nice big fat sound. It works better on the bridge pickup, in my opinion, this particular pedal. Neck. Yeah, definitely a better bridge sounding pedal. And now let's try the $1 billion boost with the cash cow bridge pickup. Whew, that's got a lot of gain, no doubt about it. And lastly, let's give the Big Spender spinning speaker pedal a go. I've still got the Pride of Overdrive on. Let's give this a shot. Pretty subtle sounding pedal in my opinion. That might be better suited to the effects loop of an amplifier. So what I might do, I might actually swap this over with the tremolo effect off camera anyway and just have that, because that'll be more prominent, at least in the chain with these effects. But it works, it's just a little bit too subtle in this particular configuration. But overall the board is cool. One of the cool things about this board is I love the fact the Pride of Texas and the $1 billion boost have very similar amounts of gain to the cash cow on its own. Let's take a listen. Cash cow. Well, there you go. That's the Acclam pedal board. I've set it up with some pedals from Danelectro. I'm not obliged to do any of that, by the way. It's pedals I've had in my cupboard for ages, and I thought I'm going to actually start to use these because they're great. The Pride of Texas Overdrive is one of my favorite blues pedals on its own. It's an absolute beast. I'm not a huge fan of distortion pedals normally, but it's good to have a distortion pedal on the board in case I'm doing a video that may require that as well. So that's kind of why I went for these ones. Boost pedals always handy as well. And I think in place of the Big Spender, I'm definitely going to swap it over to the tremolo. I feel like it might be a more functional pedal, but let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching. My name's Shane. I'll catch you soon. See ya.